and welcome to the video for Rent My EA service, simple, free, secure way of licensing or renting your EA. So you have a great EA but don't want to sell it for one-time income. You want to rent it for repeat long-term passive income. We have just the right answer for you. Rent My EA service by fightforex.info. So how does it really work? Let's find out. The idea is very simple. First, your MT4 EA that you want to rent is modified. Special code is inserted so that EA can work with our online license management system. The process begins with MT4 EA when it sends a license key to the Rent My EA website via internet every few hours and waits for response. Once the website receives this license key, it then checks it for validity. If the website code finds that the license key is valid, then the Rent My EA website sends a success message back to the EA via internet and it is allowed to continue. However, if the license key is not valid, Rent My EA website sends a failure notice and EA is stopped from execution. In this case, new license key is to be provided by the owner, and when this new license key is provided, essentially the whole process repeats itself. So what can this licensing system do for you? It can check license by expiry date. In this option, you can restrict EA execution beyond a certain date. It can restrict license by account number, so your EA can be used only on certain account number. The system can check license by broker. In this option, your EA will work on only specified broker. It can also check for a specific symbol or ticker. So in this option, your EA can be run on specified symbol or chart only. And last, the system can also license by time frame. In this option, your EA can be run only on specified time frame like 5 minutes or 15 minutes or 4-hour chart. So let's assume, or let's say that there is an EA owner, Jessica, who has a great EA and she wants to rent her EA. Step 1, Jessica must first update her MT4 EA to work with our license management system and the code library. Following options available. Option 1, do it yourself, $0. In this option, Jessica will update her EA code using instructions on our site and the code library we have developed. Option 2, Jessica can hire us for a small one-time fee of $5. In this option, Jessica will pay us a small fee to update her EA so it can work with our system. Once this is done, step number 2 is Jessica will have to then create a free account on our website, create some few test license keys. And once she is ready, step number 3 is then she will rent her EA. Let's say the renter is Jose. First, Jose will have to pay for the rent. For now, this payment processing is managed outside of our system. Once the payment is done, Jessica will log into the members area and create a license key as per the agreement with Jose, like an expiry date or other options that are available, and provide that key to Jose along with the ex4 file of the EA. Keep in mind, do not share the code, only the ex4 file and the license key. Once that is done, step number 5 is Jose will take the license key and the EA and put it in the input parameters and then execute the EA. The EA will automatically stop as soon as the license key becomes invalid or expires. Once the license key has expired, Jose can repeat step number 3, pay for a new license key, or can ask Jessica to extend the current one. So essentially the process repeats. It is that simple, that's it. Secure, effective, and simple. You can go to this URL fightforex.info/rentmyea to learn more. We have seen the introduction video. Let us actually go and see how the system works. So the first thing that EA renter has to do, or the person who owns the EA has to do, is set up a new account. I will show you how the process works using an existing user account. You have to first log in. Once you log in, you essentially get these two options. First thing to do is to add the EA. Going into Manage EA, these are the existing EAs that I have already added. Let us say that I have to add a new EA. This is a test EA, this is a test EA, and let's say you want to provide a link to the website where you have more information. You add the EA and you get what is called as the EA ID. So if you go back, you'll see that the EA was created. The EA ID is very important because the next thing you do is go to the source code of the EA and make the updates so that it can work with our system. These updates are provided or explained in the code library section. Again, keep in mind that we can do these updates for you, but if you have to do it yourself, you have to basically create or follow these steps. First thing is that download this library and save it in the libraries folder of your meta editor 4, right? Once you do that, you have to then follow these steps to update the code of your EA. I have already made these updates to my EA, so I'm going to skip all the way down and just make a small update, which is to add the ID of the EA that I just created. This is the part that links your EA with our license management system. So I have made all the other updates. As you can see, I have made all the updates on top of my existing EA code, and then I compile. As long as I don't have errors, I can use this EA. So now the next step I have to do is create license keys for this EA. So let's log back into the account. Remember, we created the EA, now create the license key. So these are the existing license keys I have, but as you can see, there is no license key for my new EA, which was EA ID number 6. So that is the first thing I have to do. This was the EA I just added. Let's say I want this EA to work only till 28th of February. I want it to run on any account, any broker, but I want it to run only on Euro USD symbol. I want it to run on only an hourly chart, so 60 minutes. And in case the license key expires, I want people to contact me here. So I add this license key, go back, and this is the license key I just added for EA number 6. This is the new key which will expire on 28th of February. Let's try it out. So I go here, copy the key, and I give this key to my renter. Now let's say my renter is now trying to use the EA. So he tries to add it. You gave him the key and he says execute. See, this EA went back and checked. It's saying this symbol or ticker is not allowed. Contact the EA owner at company@monitorline.com. So this is how the license key works. It stopped the renter from using it because I want the key to be used only on this chart. So let's go back. Now let's open the Euro USD chart because the EA is allowed only for that chart. But let's use the time frame of 15 minutes and let's see what happens. Put the key, click OK. Oh, it stopped me again. This time frame is not allowed. Contact the EA owner because I tried to run it on M15. So this is how the system works, and the system allows you to set up licensing for all these parameters, and you can come here anytime, you can update the key, you can add a new key, and you can continue to rent your EA. So hopefully this is clear, and if you have any questions, feel free to come at our website and send us a message. Before you go, there's one last very important step that your users have to do before they can use our system. And that step is called adding the URL to the site to the allowed URLs list. Without this, the license check system will not work. So this is very important. They have to go to options, expert advisor, and add this link in the list of allowed URLs. It is already added for me, but this is the step that your users must perform before they can successfully use the EA. Otherwise, the license management system will not work. Okay, so thank you very much.